How are you? Arrivals at the Mara. Tourists can either get here by road or air, with both options having their strong points. Those arriving by road connect to the reserve through the busy Narok highway.
Hi, how are you? I want to go to Masai Mara. So what is your admission fee?
By air, the journey takes roughly 30 minutes from Kenya's capital city, Nairobi. On arrival, a first-class reception welcomes them to Masai land. And only then can an experience in the Mara wilds begin.
Jumbo. Can I take some tea, please?
Yes.
As characterized by the gently rolling savanna plains, the neighboring Masai community named the reserve Mara, meaning spotted. This is evidenced by the circles of trees, scrubs and cloud shadows that mark the area. The reserve lies in the greater Mara Serengeti ecosystem that has been favored by natural streams, vegetation and pasture, making the area suitable for wildlife habitation. It borders the Ngama Hills on the east and the Olololo escarpment on the west. Tourists prying the exciting ecosystem will be enlightened to note that although the Mara is widely an extension of the Serengeti National Park in Tanzania, it covers only a third of the ecosystem.
The Masai Mara Game Reserve, the current size is 1,510 square kilometers. But outside the reserve, which is the community land, which we refer as the dispersal area, it is over 6,000 square kilometers.
But it is this smaller area that has been declared internationally as the ecosystem with the largest concentration of wildlife the world over.
Mara itself was gazetted in 1961 as a game reserve then. Otherwise, before then, it used to be the dry season for the Masai community. They will come here during the dry season, and then when it rains, they move out into other areas.
It hosts a myriad of wildlife, such as the big five, rare reptiles, small game like the topi, Grant's gazelle, and bird life. In here, animal movement is dictated by search for water, pasture, prey, and shade. Therefore, species of a kind are normally to be found in their vegetation zone. The wildlife and scenery at the Mara has set it up both as a top tourist and filming destination. Indeed, international movies such as Out of Africa, inspired by the wilderness theme, have been shot here. Also, BBC has had a long-running wildlife series shot fully in the Mara as a producer of the National History in England explains.
I'm coming here now making a two-part film on lions and the new truth, the science behind lions and about what they do. But I've been coming here every year pretty much since 2003, usually in around about September time to film the migration, and mainly because we've been filming Big Cat Diary and Big Cat Week here for the BBC for all of those years, which has proved hugely popular both in the UK and in the United States and in Australia. And I know people in Kenya have also been able to watch that programme that we've been making.
But to fully enjoy the Mara experience, a trip is well advised during the wildebeest migration season. Internationally touted as the 8th wonder of the world, the event occurs during the months of July to early September. During this historic moment, wildebeests, accompanied by their partners, zebras, attempt to cross the crocodile-infested Mara River in the quest for fresh pasture. At this juncture, the animals are Mara-bound as the grass is abundant and lush as a result of the just concluded rainy spell. Wildebeests are always on the move and follow a migratory circuit. And although highly dictated by the search for fresh pastures, their arrival in the Mara also coincides with their calving season. And as they make great prey for the cats, they move in herds with the zebras beside them. Another special treat that is being offered to tourists by a Mara stakeholder is a hot air balloon safari. For a balloon morning, the company vans pick up tourists from their lodges before dawn, shuttling them to the takeoff venue.
There, feet up in front of you, holding on to the rope. Okay, you guys climb in last. Yeah. Okay, let's go. The basket ends up getting thrown around with you trying to get
And after a safety briefing from the captains, the tourists are soon airborne. The Go Ballooning Safari Company prepares a 1-hour trip every morning, flying tourists over the Mara for a fee.
For people who have never flown in a balloon before, I can tell you it is the absolute best way to view the Masai Mara. The scenery is beautiful, the weather is always very good and consistently good. And, well, the animals, they speak for themselves.
On landing, they are escorted to a scenic spot for a well-spread-out champagne breakfast in the wild. And as they enjoy the trimmings of a good meal, they exchange notes on their various experiences atop the balloons. But it is not only the wildlife aspect that sets the Mara apart from its peers. For as the name suggests, the Masai community have a lot to do with the running and prosperity of the reserve.
Community around support us very much in terms of, also in terms of security and also supporting the reserve, because they realize this reserve belongs to them. The reserve, without Masai Mara, they also know that at least whatever amount they are getting in their dispersal area in terms of bed night fee or camping fee or royalties in their conservancy, they will not get that. So they all know the importance of the reserve, and they all support us very, 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 very much.
They've taken the reserve a notch higher as they've brought in the aspect of cultural tourism. The community has remained in the limelight for their unchanging cultural practices that have withstood time. But to better remain relevant in modern times, they've packed their culture as an attraction. And through their sale of shukas, sculptures and beadwork, they hold on to their ways while also eking a livelihood for their families. The Maasai and their relationship with the animals has remained a wonder to many a tourist. Known for their pastoral roots, they've managed to exist at the periphery of the park in a perfect relationship with the wild. And in turn, they've benefited also from their close proximity to the park, as the chief warden explains.
The investor that have invested, the viewing fees goes to the local people because they have lease. Or else they have leased their land for wildlife conservation. So in terms, they are paid, and they are paid in terms of monthly or annual basis. We also give something like 19%. 19% of what we collect from the gate collection also goes back again to the community surrounding us and beyond.
Within and outside the reserve, also referred to as the dispersal areas, leisure resorts have been put up, all offering diverse accommodation facilities. A good example is the Kikorok Lodge, situated several kilometers from the Sekenani main gate. Other than having a scenic view of the grounds and a hippo pond, the lodge also boasts of a rich historical background, as the front office manager tells us.
It's very unique to other lodges in Mara because this was the first lodge in Masai Mara, and it was opened way back in 1965 by the first president of Kenya, Mzee Jomo Kenyatta.
Another luxury resort is the Sekenani camp, safely ensconced in the dispersal area. Built in the model of a permanent tent, these self-contained rooms come in singles, doubles, and the honeymooners' suite. By the thriving of Masai Mara as an international wildlife safari destination, the reserve has been categorized among premium parks in the continent. This has been further evidenced by an influx of tourists, especially during the high seasons. Also, stakeholders in the sector have noted a change in the tourism patterns, as Natal Leshan informs us.
At the moment, we are undergoing a high season. That's why we have many guests staying with us. Normally, high season starts from June to March, and low season starts from April to May. Most of the clans do come from Europe, and also we have lots of Chinese coming in because nowadays we have a big Chinese market. And that's why we are also receiving so many Chinese guests from China.
With the continued prosperity and success of the reserve, tourists are assured of a worthwhile travel package. And it is this package that has set the Mara above her peers, making it a top destination the world over.
I came to Africa because I have always wanted to see the animals in the wild. I watch the Animal Planet television program and National Geographic, which shows a lot of these African animal experiences, and I wanted to come to Africa to see it myself. I've been in Kenya now for, I think, 3 days. I find Africa extremely interesting, not just the animals, but the people. I'm finding the people and the culture very interesting too. Very nice to be out here in the wilderness. I'm sitting on the front porch of this tent, a permanent tent, and I can look right out on the horizon and see wild animals right out there.
Jumbo, jumbo.